Imagine standing on the deck of a U.S. Navy destroyer in the middle of the Pacific. The horizon is empty. No enemy ships, no aircraft, nothing but miles of open ocean. Then suddenly, a radar operator detects an incoming ballistic missile traveling at more than 15 times the speed of sound. At the very same moment, an enemy submarine slips silently beneath the waves. Hostile aircraft appear on radar, and hundreds of miles away, a command bunker awaits destruction. It sounds impossible. Yet, a single American destroyer was built to handle every one of these threats at the same time. These aren't ordinary warships. Hidden beneath their steel decks are some of the most advanced and devastating weapons ever placed aboard a surface combatant. Weapons capable of shooting missiles out of space, destroying submarines before they're ever seen, and striking targets over 1,000 miles away with astonishing precision. Most people know destroyers as escorts for aircraft carriers, but that's only part of the story. In reality, these ships are among the most powerful and versatile weapons platforms ever built, often carrying technology so advanced that many people have never even heard of it. And today we're counting down the 5 most powerful weapons hidden aboard the U.S. Navy destroyers. By the end of this video, you'll understand why these warships remain one of America's greatest military advantages. Let's begin. The ocean is silent. Thousands of miles from the nearest coastline, a lone U.S. Navy destroyer cuts through the darkness. To most people, it looks like a little more than a gray warship escorting an aircraft carrier. But appearances can be deceiving. Hidden behind its angular hull is enough firepower to destroy enemy warships over the horizon, intercept ballistic missiles traveling through space, eliminate submarines lurking hundreds of feet below the surface, and strike targets more than 1,000 miles inland with astonishing precision. This isn't science fiction, it's happening today. Modern U.S. Navy destroyers, especially the Arleigh Burke class, are among the most heavily armed surface combatants ever built. While aircraft carriers dominate headlines with their massive flight decks and fighter jets, the ships quietly sailing beside them often possess some of the fleet's deadliest weapons, and many people have no idea just how capable they really are. Today we're counting down the 5 most powerful weapons hidden aboard U.S. destroyer systems that have transformed naval warfare and made these ships some of the most feared vessels on the planet. Let's begin. At first glance, it doesn't seem particularly impressive. Mounted on the bow of nearly every Arleigh Burke-class destroyer is what looks like a fairly conventional naval cannon. Many viewers assume it's outdated. After all, in an age of hypersonic missiles and stealth aircraft, how dangerous could a single gun really be? The answer is far more dangerous than most people realize. The Mark 45 Mod 4 5-inch naval gun remains one of the most versatile weapons in the U.S. Navy's arsenal. Capable of firing 127mm shells at a rate of roughly 16 to 20 rounds per minute, the weapon can engage enemy ships, aircraft in limited situations, coastal defenses, and targets deep inland. Its effective range with conventional ammunition exceeds 13 nautical miles, while specialized extended-range guided projectile concepts have demonstrated the potential for significantly greater distances, though some advanced ammunition programs were ultimately canceled. But range tells only part of the story. What makes the Mark 45 remarkable is its flexibility. Unlike a missile launcher carrying a limited number of expensive weapons, the gun's magazine stores hundreds of rounds. That means sustained fire. During amphibious operations, destroyers can bombard enemy positions for extended periods, providing critical naval gunfire support to Marines and soldiers ashore. This capability has been demonstrated repeatedly throughout modern military history. During operations in Iraq, destroyers equipped with the Mark 45 provided precision fire support against coastal targets. The gun also serves as an economical option for engaging smaller surface threats. Not every target justifies the expense of launching a multi-million-dollar missile. fast attack craft, armed patrol boats, pirates, or unidentified vessels approaching too closely. In many of these scenarios, the 5-inch gun becomes the preferred weapon. Its high rate of fire and rapid response make it ideal for situations requiring immediate action. Modern fire control systems have dramatically improved its accuracy. Advanced radar continuously tracks both the target and the projectile's trajectory, allowing precise engagement even in rough seas. Few naval guns in history have evolved as successfully as the Mark 45. Originally introduced during the Cold War, it has received numerous upgrades that keep it relevant more than 5 decades later. Even as navies around the world race to develop hypersonic missiles and laser weapons, America's destroyers continue to rely on this proven system, because sometimes the oldest weapon aboard remains one of the most effective. And this is only the beginning. Imagine commanding a billion-dollar warship. Your radars scan hundreds of miles. Your missiles can intercept aircraft beyond the horizon. But somewhere beneath the waves, a submarine has already found you. You can't see it, you can't hear it. And if it launches first, the battle could be over before your crew even knows they're under attack. That's why every modern U.S. Navy destroyer carries one of the world's most sophisticated anti-submarine warfare systems. Modern submarines are built for one purpose: to remain invisible. Unlike surface ships, submarines use the ocean itself as camouflage. Sound travels unpredictably underwater. Temperatures create layers that bend sonar signals, and a skilled submarine commander can disappear into the vastness of the sea. During the Cold War, the United States and Soviet Union played a deadly game of underwater cat and mouse. Neither side wanted to fire first. Instead, they hunted each other in complete silence. The competition drove enormous advances in anti-submarine warfare. Today, much of that technology is carried aboard America's destroyers. The first line of defense begins with sonar. Unlike radar, which uses radio waves through the air, sonar sends sound pulses into the ocean. When those sound waves strike an object, such as a submarine, they bounce back, allowing operators to estimate the target's position. Modern Arleigh Burke-class destroyers use both hull-mounted sonar and, on many ships, the AN/SQR-19 tactical towed array sonar, a long cable streamed behind the ship that listens for faint underwater noises while reducing interference from the ship's own engines. This passive listening system can detect submarines long before they are visible, but detection is only half the battle. The real hunter is waiting on the flight deck. The MH-60R Seahawk helicopter transforms a destroyer from a defensive ship into an offensive submarine hunter. Within minutes, the helicopter can launch and fly dozens of miles away from the ship. Instead of searching one location, it can investigate multiple suspected submarine contacts simultaneously. Once on station, the Seahawk deploys sonobuoys, small floating sensors that listen for underwater sounds. These buoys create a temporary acoustic network capable of tracking submarines over a wide area. The helicopter can also lower its own dipping sonar directly into the water, allowing crews to actively search beneath the surface with remarkable precision. Together, these systems dramatically expand the destroyer's reach. A submarine attempting to avoid detection may successfully evade the ship itself. Escaping a helicopter searching from above is a very different challenge. And if the submarine is located, the hunt becomes deadly. The MH-60R's primary weapon is the Mark 54 lightweight torpedo. Although it measures just under 9 feet in length and weighs roughly 600 pounds, it is one of the world's most capable anti-submarine weapons. Unlike older torpedoes that followed relatively simple attack patterns, the Mark 54 combines multiple guidance technologies. After entering the water, it uses sophisticated onboard processing to distinguish genuine submarine contacts from natural ocean noise, underwater terrain, marine life, and decoys. This is no easy task. The underwater environment is incredibly complex. Temperature changes, ocean currents, background noise from commercial shipping, even schools of fish can complicate sonar detection. The Mark 54 was specifically designed to perform effectively in these challenging conditions. Once it identifies its target, the torpedo accelerates toward the submarine using active and passive acoustic homing. If the submarine attempts evasive maneuvers or deploys acoustic countermeasures, the torpedo continually updates its attack path. The goal is simple: leave the submarine with nowhere to escape. The Mark 54 entered operational service in the early 2000s and replaced earlier lightweight torpedoes while incorporating decades of lessons from Cold War submarine warfare. Today, it equips not only Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, but also cruisers, literal combat ships, maritime patrol aircraft like the P-8A Poseidon, and helicopters throughout the U.S. Navy and Allied fleets. Its widespread adoption reflects its reliability and effectiveness. As submarine technology continues to evolve with quieter propulsion systems, advanced coatings, and improved stealth, the tools used to hunt them must evolve as well. The Mark 54 and MH-60R represent that evolution. They are not flashy, they rarely appear in dramatic headlines, yet beneath the ocean's surface, they are among the most feared weapons any submarine commander may encounter. For decades, missiles were built with a single purpose. Some shot down aircraft, others attacked ships, some struck targets on land. Each mission required a different weapon. But modern naval warfare doesn't always give commanders the luxury of choosing the perfect missile. Threats appear without warning. A fighter jet may be followed by a cruise missile. Moments later, an enemy destroyer could emerge over the horizon. The U.S. Navy needed one missile capable of handling nearly everything. The answer became one of the most advanced weapons ever placed aboard a destroyer. If there is one missile that perfectly represents the evolution of modern naval warfare, it is the Standard Missile-6, better known as the SM-6. At first glance, it resembles earlier Standard missiles that have equipped U.S. Navy warships for decades. But beneath the familiar exterior lies an entirely different weapon. Unlike many missiles designed for a single mission, the SM-6 is truly multi-role. It can engage enemy aircraft, intercept cruise missiles, destroy hostile warships, and, under certain operational conditions, contribute to defense against terminal phase ballistic missile threats. Few naval weapons offer such flexibility. The SM-6 was not created in isolation. Its development was shaped by decades of combat experience and rapidly evolving threats. During the Cold War, the greatest danger often came from Soviet bombers carrying long-range anti-ship missiles. Destroyers needed missiles capable of intercepting those aircraft before they reached launch range. By the 1990s and early 2000s, however, the threat landscape had changed dramatically. Cruise missiles became faster and more maneuverable. Stealth aircraft entered service. Ballistic missile technology spread to additional countries. Naval planners realized they needed a single missile that could adapt to multiple scenarios. The result was the SM-6. It combines the long-range performance of earlier Standard missiles with an advanced active radar seeker derived from the AIM-120AM-RAAM air-to-air missile. This allows the missile to guide itself during the final phase of flight, reducing dependence on continuous illumination from the launching ship. That seemingly small improvement dramatically expanded the missile's capabilities. Most people Think of the SM-6 as an anti-aircraft weapon. That is only part of the story. Recent upgrades have given the missile an impressive anti-ship capability. Flying at high supersonic speed, the SM-6 can strike enemy surface combatants with tremendous kinetic energy. Unlike traditional anti-ship missiles that skim just above the ocean, the SM-6 can approach from higher altitudes before diving onto its target, making interception more difficult. This versatility provides destroyer commanders with additional options during naval engagements. Rather than carrying separate missiles for every mission, one weapon can fulfill multiple roles. That flexibility becomes invaluable during fast-moving combat. Unlike many advanced weapons that remain largely theoretical, the SM-6 has seen operational use. The U.S. Navy has employed it during real-world defensive operations to counter sophisticated aerial threats, demonstrating the missile's ability to protect ships from modern attacks. Its performance has reinforced confidence in the Navy's layered air defense strategy and highlighted the importance of versatile, networked weapons in today's increasingly complex battle space. For commanders at sea, the SM-6 represents something invaluable, a single missile capable of responding to multiple threats without hesitation. Imagine standing on the deck of a destroyer somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. There isn't an enemy ship in sight, no aircraft overhead. The sea is calm, yet within minutes, that destroyer can destroy a command bunker more than 1,000 miles away. Not with aircraft, not with bombers, not even with another ship, but with a single missile launched from beneath its deck. For more than 3 decades, this weapon has been one of America's most feared instruments of conventional warfare, and it remains one of the greatest reasons why even a lone destroyer can influence events across an entire region. Few weapons have shaped modern warfare quite like the Tomahawk cruise missile. Unlike traditional missiles that travel in a steep ballistic arc, the Tomahawk flies much like a small, pilotless aircraft. Its wings deploy shortly after launch. A compact turbofan engine takes over. Then, instead of climbing high into the sky, it descends to extremely low altitude, sometimes only a few dozen feet above the ground. At that height, hills, forests, and terrain help conceal it from enemy radar. For defenders, the warning time can be incredibly short. By the time the missile appears on radar, it may already be seconds away from its target. Before the Tomahawk entered service in the 1980s, naval commanders faced an obvious limitation. If they wanted to strike targets far inland, they usually depended on aircraft carriers or long-range bombers. Destroyers simply lacked that capability. The Tomahawk changed everything. Suddenly, a relatively small surface combatant could launch precision strikes against targets hundreds and eventually more than 1,000 miles away. It fundamentally altered the role of destroyers. They were no longer just escorts. They became strategic strike platforms. Today, every modern Arleigh Burke-class destroyer equipped with the Mark 41 Vertical Launching System, VLS, can carry Tomahawk missiles alongside air defense and anti-submarine weapons. That flexibility allows commanders to tailor the ship's loadout depending on the mission. One deployment may prioritize air defense missiles. Another may carry dozens of Tomahawks for land attack. One of the most remarkable aspects of the Tomahawk is its accuracy. Modern variants combine several navigation methods. Initially, the missile follows guidance provided by its inertial navigation system. As it continues toward its destination, it updates its position using GPS. Earlier versions also relied heavily on terrain contour matching, TERCOM, and digital scene matching area correlation, DSMAC, systems that compared the terrain and target area to stored maps and images, helping maintain accuracy even in environments where GPS might be degraded. Together, these technologies allow the missile to navigate complex routes while avoiding known air defense systems. Rather than flying in a straight line, the Tomahawk can weave through valleys, follow coastlines, and approach its objective from unexpected directions. This makes interception significantly more difficult. By the time it reaches its target, the missile delivers a conventional warhead with exceptional precision. Unlike many advanced weapons that exist mainly as deterrents, the Tomahawk has been used extensively in real-world combat. Its combat debut came during Operation Desert Storm in 1991, when the U.S. Navy ships launched Tomahawks against key Iraqi military targets. The missile's accuracy and reliability immediately captured worldwide attention. Since then, Tomahawks have been employed in multiple operations, including strikes in the Balkans, Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, Syria, and against other designated military targets when authorized by the United States. Time and again, destroyers operating hundreds of miles offshore have demonstrated their ability to conduct precision attacks without exposing pilots to enemy air defenses. That combination of range, precision, and survivability has made the Tomahawk one of the most respected cruise missiles ever developed. The Tomahawk continues to evolve. The newest Block 5 variants introduce significant improvements, including enhanced communications, greater mission flexibility, and, in some versions, the ability to engage moving maritime targets in addition to fixed land objectives. Rather than becoming obsolete, the missile has adapted to modern warfare. It remains one of the U.S. Navy's most valuable long-range precision weapons, and as long as destroyers continue to carry it, any potential adversary must remember one simple fact: distance alone is no guarantee of safety. The Tomahawk gives destroyers the power to strike deep inside enemy territory. It can change the course of a campaign before soldiers ever reach the battlefield. But even that isn't the destroyer's greatest weapon, because the most powerful system aboard isn't just a missile. It isn't even a launcher. It's an entire network of radars, computers, sensors, and interceptors working together at speeds faster than any human could manage, a system capable of tracking hundreds of targets simultaneously, coordinating every weapon aboard the ship, and even intercepting ballistic missiles in space. It's the brain of the modern destroyer, and it earns the #1 spot on our list. If the Tomahawk is the destroyer's sword, then Aegis is its brain. Since entering service in the early 1980s, the Aegis combat system has become one of the most sophisticated naval command and control systems ever developed. At its core is the ship's powerful radar, advanced computers, and fire control network, all working together to detect, classify, prioritize, and engage threats in real time. Everything begins with the destroyer's radar. Early Arleigh Burke destroyers use the AN/SPY one-phased array radar, while the newest Flight 3 destroyers feature the much more capable AN/SPY6 air and missile defense radar. Unlike older rotating radars that scan the sky mechanically, these phased array systems electronically steer their beams almost instantly. That means they can monitor vast areas of airspace while tracking hundreds of objects simultaneously. Aircraft, cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, friendly aircraft, civilian traffic, every contact is continuously evaluated. The combat system determines which targets pose the greatest danger. Then, it recommends the best weapon to eliminate them. Sometimes, the entire sequence from detection to missile launch takes only seconds. As remarkable as Aegis is, its greatest achievement may be the weapon it controls. The SM-3, or Standard Missile 3, Unlike conventional missiles that intercept aircraft inside Earth's atmosphere, the SM-3 was designed for an entirely different mission: destroying ballistic missiles during the mid-course phase of flight. Imagine a ballistic missile launched from hundreds or even thousands of miles away. After boosting into space, it follows a high arc outside the atmosphere before descending toward its target. Intercepting it during this phase is extraordinarily difficult. The closing speeds can exceed 15,000 miles per hour. There is no room for error. The SM-3 solves this problem using a hit-to-kill approach. Instead of carrying a large explosive warhead, the missile releases a lightweight kinetic kill vehicle once it reaches space. Using infrared sensors and tiny steering thrusters, the kill vehicle guides itself directly into the incoming ballistic missile. The collision occurs at incredible speed. The energy generated is so immense that no explosive is required. It simply destroys the target through the force of impact. It's often compared to hitting one bullet with another bullet, except both are traveling at several kilometers per second. This isn't just theoretical technology. In 2008, during Operation Burnt Frost, the U.S. Navy demonstrated the remarkable precision of the Aegis and SM-3 combination. The cruiser USS Lake Erie launched an SM-3 that intercepted the malfunctioning reconnaissance satellite USA-193 approximately 247 kilometers, 133 nautical miles above Earth. Although the mission targeted a satellite rather than a ballistic missile, it demonstrated the extraordinary precision of the system under real operational conditions. Since then, Aegis ballistic missile defense has continued to evolve. The system has successfully participated in numerous missile defense tests, intercepting short, medium, and intermediate range ballistic missile targets under increasingly realistic conditions. Today, Aegis equipped destroyers patrol regions around the world as part of the United States' layered missile defense architecture. Whether stationed near Europe, the Pacific, or the Middle East, these ships provide a mobile defensive shield capable of responding wherever they are needed. Perhaps the most impressive feature of Aegis isn't its radar or its missiles. It's its ability to fight as part of a network. Modern destroyers no longer operate alone, using secure tactical data links such as Link 16 and the Cooperative Engagement Capability, CEC. Multiple ships, aircraft, and other sensors can share a common operational picture. One destroyer may detect a threat, another may launch the interceptor. An E-2D Hawkeye airborne early warning aircraft may provide tracking data. A nearby cruiser may coordinate the engagement. To an adversary, it doesn't matter which ship fires the missile. The entire strike group functions as a single integrated combat system. This networked approach dramatically increases survivability and makes modern U.S. naval formations far more effective than any individual ship operating independently. Aircraft carriers may be the symbols of American naval power, but destroyers are the ships that make that power possible. They escort carrier strike groups across the world's oceans. They defend fleets against aircraft, cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, and submarines. They launch precision strikes hundreds or even thousands of miles inland. And they provide commanders with the flexibility to respond to almost any threat. From the dependable Mark 45 naval gun to the deadly Mark 54 torpedo, the versatile SM-6, the legendary Tomahawk, and finally, the revolutionary Aegis combat system paired with the SM-3. These 5 weapons demonstrate why the Arleigh Burke-class destroyer remains one of the most feared warships ever built. As new technologies emerge and naval warfare continues to evolve, one thing is certain: the destroyer will remain at the center of America's maritime strategy. Because while the world often watches the aircraft carrier, the destroyer is quietly doing the work that keeps the entire fleet alive. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the hidden weapons of U.S. Navy destroyers, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video, and let us know in the comments. Which of these 5 weapons impressed you the most, and what military technology should we cover next? Until next time, thanks for watching, and fair winds and following seas.